I got some broken axle shafts.
She's got a little bit of a camber there to her, and you know, things are a little wonky.
That'll be a future problem. When those break, I'll deal with it then. But just slap some more red and tacky in her. There's some nice Moog ball joints, and let's just send her to the moon. So we have quite a bit to do before next weekend. King of LB took its toll on the old Dakota. To start with, I got some broken axle shafts, inner and outer. So luckily they are under warranty, but the outer shaft I cannot get right now under the warranty, so I had to buy one separately from Nitro Gear. The outer shaft will be shipped later on. I'm hoping I get all the shafts before next weekend, because we are going to Evans Creek. So I got to go over and basically do a full checkout on the truck. It was definitely a rough weekend, or I should say a rough night for the truck, because that's about as far as I got. I didn't even make it to the actual KOE event. Got some video and stuff, but the truck did not make it. Did some trail riding and 3-wheel drive, but she's got a little bit of a camber there to her, and you know, things are a little wonky. The rear spring hangers right there are bending, so I need to get some new boomerang shackles. Rough Stuff and some other companies like Barnes 4-wheel drive, they sell some offset shackles. I need to measure and see what I need. And then the bump stops that I made in a rush actually held up pretty good. I didn't expect them to hold up this good. They are not finished. I still have to make a piece to cover this all up to cap all of this. But it looks like it actually did land somewhere right here in the pad, and that's actually what I was hoping for. So this pad might need to be raised. I'm not really sure. I haven't really gotten to take a really good look at it and flex it out properly. So it looks like it's working. The leaf spring bushing on the back is kind of messed up. Let me show you. So if you look at this, this is the front of the driver's side leaf spring. So these mounts are a little wide, and I put some washers on this side, but it actually pressed the bushing and forced it inwards. So I got to take this off and put a bigger washer or some sort of spacer to offset it to this side so this bushing doesn't fall out again. But I am going to start by getting those axle shafts out of the driver's side. They are the short shafts. Basically the U-joint just said it was done. Hit a wall a little too hard, and the U-joint said, no, I'm not here to party. So I'm gonna try it again, and I'm gonna stick to a 3-attempt maximum for now on, until I get some RCVs or I decide to go with a big boy axle up front. So the Dana 44s held up for a while, but first time being on 40s, I didn't think it was gonna last very long, but I also didn't think it was gonna break that fast. But I guess I was getting a little rowdy on it, so time to fix it. Got the tire off, and before I took the tire off, I noticed that this upper ball joint, not even sure if you can see that in the camera, there's a little bit of play in there, and the tire had a little bit of walk back and forth. Probably not gonna worry about that right now. That'll be a future me problem. So when those break, I'll deal with it then. But just slap some more red and tacky in her. there's some nice Moog ball joints, and let's just send her to the moon. So let's go ahead and get the rest of this hub pulled apart, get the brakes off, everything like that. We can pull the shafts out, and then it will literally be sitting here and waiting like it usually does. Hopefully I can get a few other things done while it's sitting here this time though, and not just waiting on these parts. Hopefully they show up in time. Got the brake rotor and the whole hub assembly off, along with the hubs. Got the outer bearing off, but the inner bearing, and these are new bearings. So I know my spindles are a little fucked, but yeah, this bearing is seized on there. She's on there pretty good. So now I need to see what I can do about either getting it off or just leaving it on there and getting the whole spindle off without getting a bunch of dirt in here. So yeah, I gotta do that next. Well, we got a winner chicken dinner. There's that shaft, and there's the inner shaft. Yeah, she is fucking toast, bud. So kids, this is what happens when you give a little bit too much pepper at the wrong time. Or when you don't have an axle that is meant to hold up to everything you're trying to do. And being a cheapskate. So, yeah, it is what it is. But this bearing is also seized on the spindle. So that's pretty rad. So I'm gonna leave that on there, and when I go put this back on, because the seal's behind it, I'm just gonna do the best I can to make sure that all seals again. So everything is torn apart, and now I am just waiting on parts. Got my stub shaft in, not the shaft through warranty, but this is a Nitro Gear chromoly stub shaft. Bob over at Billy Bob's Off-Road was able to get this in for me, and the other issue I'm running into, and the only reason I got just the stub shaft, was because my warranty through the other company, they do Yukon shafts, and Yukon is currently out of the stub shafts for the next couple of months. So I was able to get this stub shaft, but the inner shaft they have in stock, but now they're saying they're not supposed to ship it out for another couple days, and I need it now. So Bob was such a great guy that he was able to convince the guys at Nitro Gear to send out an inner shaft, short side, and it should be here this week before we go. So Bob, thank you. Also, thank you to Nitro Gear for always having parts in stock and being able to get them out. I've never had an issue with Nitro Gear stuff. Every time I need parts ordered, Nitro Gear always has it. Now, I'm not saying they're the best, not saying that they're the worst, because I haven't experienced too many different companies when it comes to shafts, gears, lockers, stuff like that. But I am saying is anytime I've ever needed any parts, Nitro Gear has always had them and has always been able to get them to me very fast. So 10 out of 10, recommend Nitro Gear. So as of right now, I am just waiting on the inner shaft, which should be here in the next 2 days if Nitro Gear can get it in, and I believe in them. So we're gonna wait for that shaft, and you're not gonna have to wait, I'm gonna have to wait. And I am anticipating this because I wanna get all of this stuff put back together so we can go out wheeling. So it's gonna be as quick as this for you. Did it work? That's weird. Apparently, I got the Yukon shafts. There was no information that these were being even shipped out yet. And apparently the stub shaft was on back order for a few months. That's interesting. But hey, got shafts, let's get them in. So sadly, I lost a little bit of footage of putting the shafts together, U-joint, you know, all the boring stuff. Axle shafts are in. These are the warranties that ended up coming in. U-joints installed, hub, bearings, brakes, everything's back on. So let me get that tire on, let's throw her on the trailer, and I'll see you guys at Evans Creek.